Just a quick shout and a thank you to the video sponsors OneFootball, who just relaunched their app. You will find it on the App Store. It's 100% free to download. Upon installation, you will get the option to follow the football club that you support, as well as the nation. You'll get regular updates on transfers, league positions, fixtures, results, and just about everything else that's going on in the world of football. You can watch highlights and everything else like that as well. It's the best football app on the market. I 100% recommend you download it ahead of the 2020-2021 season. Thank you and enjoy the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we've got like a mini podcast. I'm joined by a Liverpool fan, James Redmond. How you doing, James?
I'm doing good, my brother. How are you, my mate?
I'm all good. I'm a bit gutted after Saturday, obviously, which is under.
Why? You've just came and you've just fought the champions of England. We've just won the first division of English football. I understand that you lost, but come on, lad, that's not that bad.
When you go into it thinking, I'm not bothered about the result, I just want to give you a game, and then it gets to the 86th minute and you lose, it's like, it's just a massive kick in teeth, mate. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. We did give you a game, and we've proven our worth. But yeah, it is gutting. But I just want to start off with you. I've got a few things jotted down on my phone. Obviously, this is pretty much off the cuff. We've thrown this together last minute. Hence why it's being recorded so late after the
best
game.
Way, lad. Best way.
It's been nearly a week, so I'm not as gutted now.
Sadio Mane. I said it last time I was on it. He's the best football player in the world. I don't know why he's laughing for. Chris, why are you laughing for? I'm being serious.
Is Sadio Mane still the best football player in the world, James?
Of course he is, my brother. Of course he is. And we're talking on the day that we've just gone and signed a world-class midfielder in Thiago. But, mate, it's just Sadio Mane, season in, season out, he just shows, he just improves. He shows his class. And one thing he shows Liverpool fans overall, mate, is without Sadio Mane, Salah doesn't get as many goals as he does. Firmino doesn't link up the play as well as he does. Without Sadio Mane, you don't get some of them free positions in the box when it's a corner or a set piece. Without Sadio Mane, that pressing just isn't as dangerous. Without Sadio Mane, the opposition defence doesn't get as scared. And that's what Mane gives to our team. And he was the first piece of what is now a near enough unstoppable team to Klopp's jigsaw, mate. And you know what? People have said, the best would be a bit too far. And listen, that's fair enough. That's why football is filled with opinions. But for me, he's the best player in the best team in the world. That's the way I look at it.
I was just going to say, is that your logic that you look at Liverpool as the best team in the world, and if Mane is the best player in that team, then he must be the best player in the world? So I understand your logic. I know that a few people thought you were just taking the piss or doing it for the attention, because obviously the interview on Redmen TV. But yeah, if you believe that, fair enough. Football is about opinions, and I can
tell you, my mate, for free, I sincerely believe that I've stuck with that.
The comment section will be interesting regarding that. But what were your thought process in that interview? Did you sort of plan what you were going to say beforehand, or was it on the spot? Because
no, you see, I'm talking facts here. I don't do if, buts and maybes. I do absolutes. And like if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle, but she doesn't, so she's not. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
If your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle, but she doesn't, so she's not. It's kind of a mad thing to say on the spot. So I was just wondering, did you think about it before?
No, you think the thing is, mate, you're talking to a mad kid. You're talking to someone who is absolutely
I saw that at the
insane.
reactions at the weekend.
I am not normal. It's mad. And people think it's put on. People think you can speak to everyone. Liverpool's a small place, so a lot of people know who I am. Everyone who's had an encounter with me, or near enough everyone, at least I was expecting to say, he weren't any different. That's what they say to me. It's like, lad, you're just the same in person. And people say, like, oh, was it planned? Mate, that was probably my second time ever on Redmen TV. I don't plan nothing. That weren't the first time I said Sadio Mane was the best player in the world. I just re-brought it up, because the first time was kind of like a joke, but by that point, this was about 5 months later. This was the start of the season when we played Hoffenheim. We were back in the Champions League. Yeah. So, mate, I had a bit more pizzazz about me, because the last time we were in the Champions League, we got knocked out by Basel in the fucking group stages. So I am made up to be back. That was shown on the fan cam, and I was speaking my emotion right after the game talking about a player who played amazing on that day, and it weren't planned or anything. Redmen TV was a fan channel I was a big fan of. And I just thought I'd go on and speak my opinion. And mate, I advise this to anyone who ever does a fan cam, just be 100% yourself, speak how you feel. There's no planning or anything like that. That doesn't work. Planning stuff doesn't work. I've wrote jokes down before a video. Say if I record a video for my channel, I've wrote like jokes down that I can say and deliver during the videos, try and make it a bit more funny, because I do like to give the people a little laugh. But that back then, none of that was even in the picture. All this weren't even in the picture. Doing YouTube, talking to you right now, weren't in the picture. That was just fun. That was just to show me mates the next day. So I've been asked, was that plan before? Like, couldn't be more further from the truth. The first time I heard that, I was like, what? Like, how do you plan like a fan cam? Like, when the game has took place and you've got to talk after the game. Like, we could lose that game. Do you get what I mean?
I think what
it's just the excitement.
Because of the whole Arsenal fan TV thing, where they clearly do get people on when they know they're going to say controversial things because they know it'll get views. So I think there's also just the element of people not trusting everything 100%, and because it was just a funny interview, like not just a Mane comment, just just the whole way through, just stuff that you said, like bish bash bosh, Champions League baby, the whole interview, and it was just it did seem it was a perfect interview for anyone watching it. So, do you know what I mean?
I understand that completely, mate. And even when you mentioned Arsenal fan TV, I've met DT, people like DT and Troops, obviously the pioneers of who've came out of what I've done. Troops is now going to America and stuff like that, but they're the same in person as well. That's the thing. We don't put on a persona when we come on camera. Like, obviously you're going to up the levels, maybe 1 or 2, because you don't want to just be a down. Like, if you're
value in it, yeah.
Exactly, that's what I mean, mate. But it's not fake. It's not about thinking about what you're going to say. It's like, you might have a point that you might want to make about a player that you'll keep in your mind beforehand. But stuff like if your hands have balls, mate, that's just stuff like, say, between me and my mates. I love a catchphrase. I love little sayings like that. So I use them all the time, just in my free time. So on camera, like, I do the same thing. It's because they're the type of people who I hang around with, and I just think it's funny, man.
How was it when it went out? Because also it was absolutely everywhere. How was it for you? Because I know that when you come up with something like, I like Frank Lampard chant, for example, stop crying Frank Lampard. Whoever comes up with that, I tweeted that out like a couple of months before it actually ended up in the stands.
Yeah.
And it's not your thing anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't belong to you anymore. Does that make sense? You just hear it everywhere now from everyone, even if they're not Scousers or... Yeah. It's just gone a bit mad, just that phrase, just, if your hand had ball, should be your own club. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there was a few one-liners in that video that have stayed with me, let's say, since the day. Sadio Mane is the best player in the world. Even when I said if, buts, maybes, which I've heard thousands and thousands of times from hundreds of other people. And like, people were saying, oh, you're copying this person. It's like, I'm not copying no one. It's like, I've obviously heard that saying from someone else before, but I'm using it in the context that I want to use it for my team, because it felt right in that moment. Does that make sense? But as the video going big, mate, funnily enough, like I said, it was recorded around the start of the season. So we're talking about August, September. So around this time, about 3 years ago or so. And, the video went quite big at first, like it was doing okay, but it went until about 6-7 months after the video was really posted that it blew up. It was weird. And I think that was when Sadio Mane really actually started to play like decent, and like people were saying, because at first I was getting loads of shit, mate. I was getting death threats, even from Liverpool fans, lads.
It's mad, saying,
how the fuck are you representing our club? This kid chat shit. Liverpool fans, mate. I have more Liverpool fans.
I get it from Leeds fans, mate. It happens. Not everyone's going to agree with you. Yeah.
Exactly. And do you know what, mate? Not that I gave a fuck, lad. That's the thing. You should know what you're getting yourself into when you're getting yourself in front of camera. But when it did blow up, it did surprise me, because I was just in boxing, and as I walked out, my phone's fucking notification after notification, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I think someone's died, lads. This is my first thing. I look at my phone, I look down, and I go, right, someone's probably dead. So I'm literally there talking to myself, right? While I'm walking home from boxing, I'm going to brace myself for whatever the fuck's happened. Because this isn't going to be good. Because I don't think, like, why else would this be happening? Go on my phone, go on my Instagram. Young Kings TV, a meme Instagram page for people who don't know, posted a clip. Because the video's about 1 minute in itself, so you can whack that on Instagram. Get that up, yeah. And I'm looking at it like, what? That's me. Like that's me. And it has like 100, 200,000 views or something like that, yeah. And I'm like, wait, what, lads? Anyway, so I go in and I have like an epiphany because I've always wanted to do YouTube since I was young, yeah. But but in Liverpool, that's not backed. You might notice the way there's not many Scouse Liverpool fans on this platform. You've got the Redmen TV and then Anfield rap. But especially in my generation, not really anyone doing this type of thing, mate. So when it did block, I was thinking like, mate, should I take advantage of this? Should I jump on this? And by taking advantage of it, I mean, I've always wanted to do YouTube. This video's blowing up. How can I take advantage of this situation? If you've got a
personality, mate, and you can connect with people, then you've smashed it really, and you've built off of that. And people might say, "Oh, you're a one-trick pony" or whatever, but you've come from that, and you're happy to admit that. But like, you're not just a one-trick pony. You are entertaining. You are putting content out at the moment, and I'm pretty sure you're smashing it at the moment. So I saw your reaction.
I appreciate that.
Weekend. Yeah, put it in like a compilation.
I love that compilation. I love that compilation, mate. I was thinking, yeah, man, this is quality, and you had them all at once. I thought that was boss. Everyone go and check that video out if you haven't. But yeah, mate, it was just madness. And now it was the best decision I've ever made, mate. You know what I mean? It's something that we call it a job. It's something that I want to do as a job, but simply for the fact that you just get to talk about what you love, mate. That's why. If I can do that as a job, then I think I've half life. Perfect. You know what I mean? I think we all have, lads.
So obviously we battled it out at Anfield last Saturday. Liverpool 4, Leeds United 3.
Heart in my mouth.
An instant Premier League classic, I think we can both agree. Even though there are no fans there or anything. General thoughts on the game?
General thoughts on the game. I was not expecting Leeds to be as dangerous as you was. I said in my preview of the game, I said it was going to be 3-2. I said with the vulnerability of Liverpool's defence and how they'd looked in pre-season and you know the back end of last season in the Premier League, and just how motivated and confident Leeds are going to be coming up from the Championship after 16 years. They are going to give us a game. Bielsa is also bringing a new style of football to the Premier League. So that's why I went with 3-2. And I thought in my head that would be an insane game. And we only got that like times 2. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I kind of got the prediction right, but like I weren't expecting it to be as crazy as it was, because Leeds United, not only did you just get a few goals, you played as I felt like we were playing Barcelona. I was like the level, the pressing. And when we were level, you were still going for it. Yeah. You I don't want to skip any part of the game, but you were still fucking going for it. And I was just like, this is a team that is going to give big teams, the top 6, absolute fucking nosebleeds. And I'm not saying that you're going to get in the top 4 or top 6 because your first season in the Premier League, you're not expected to. But what a start and what a statement.
Yeah. Do you think the first penalty was a penalty?
The first penalty, mate, right, this is the way I look at it. I understand completely why you feel like you've been taken away. It is unfair. And I'm not saying I agree with the handball rules that are in place at the moment. But if you look at the handball rules that are in place at the moment, that is a handball. And the reason why I suggest that for you is there's so many examples in the past as well of less blatant handballs that realistically it was impossible for the player to get out the way of. At the end of the day, his arms was out in an unnatural position. They were out like Jesus Christ, mate. And it's just like, do you know what I mean, though, lads? It's just, in my opinion, from what I've seen, lad, they were out like that. They were fully out like Jesus. I shouldn't have said that,
That's fucking brilliant.
This is what I'm saying. See, I told you, lad, I'm not just a one-liner. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, though, lad. Like,
I've gone red, mate. I've gone red.
Like, because they're in an unnatural position, therefore, I think that has got to be given as a penalty, just because I've seen much worse be given.
Yeah, I mean, the official rules state, because I went on the FA website, and the official rules state that if the ball comes off their own players, so say it were Klich, for example, or Cock, however I pronounce his name, if it comes off his body, which it did come off his knee, onto his arm, then it's not a penalty. But I think the rules have sort of not changed officially since then, but refs are more sort of less lenient. And because he did have his arm out in that position, like you say, then it's a 50-50. It is debatable. You can't 100% say it's a penalty. You can't 100% say it's not. I think he should have had his hands behind his back anyway, because, you know, that's what most defenders do nowadays.
That's the only thing that makes it a penalty for me, where his arms are. That's the only thing, mate. Other than that, there's nothing you can do about that. It's unfair.
Fair enough. Thoughts on Harrison's goal?
Like you said, you watch my match reaction. I was there in disbelief. I was like, I don't know who this kid is. I'm not that surprised he skipped past Trent, because Trent offensively just isn't the best right back out there. But when he skipped past Gomez as well and slotted the ball the way he did, I was just like, what a player. What a player. And I'm not sure if he can do that week in, week out. But if he can, what a player!
I'm not going to lie, I've never seen him do that. It was shocking for me to see him do that, because he is a quality player, and you know he's got a bright future. But
he looked like fucking Lionel Messi there.
Yeah, just to take on 2-3 year players, slot it past Alisson like it were no in your own backyard. It was just hold on, and Elder Costa as well.
Elder Costa,
game, I've never seen him.
He's going to be very important for you this season. I think. Listen, Premier League experience, regardless how much it is.
Mate. He thrived.
Was he on loan at Hughes last year? Or am I just thinking
well, he ran loan with a 5-year contract in place after that, so to sign permanently. So we're paying 15 million over 4 seasons. Yeah, but
no, good signing.
Yeah, is it the worst you've seen Van Dijk? Would you say
it's up there?
Yeah.
The only thing that defensively, probably, the only thing that saves him a little bit is, of course, the goal. I also think the second goal that was disallowed, I don't think that should have been disallowed. I thought the case is, because it was the case.
Yeah, it was soft, wasn't it? It was soft. If I'm
very soft, very, very, very soft. And in my opinion, I looked at that and I was just like, that is absolutely ridiculous. Because if that's the case, then all anyone should ever need to do now is go arm to arm with another player and go down.
Just go down.
Because that's what that was, mate. He literally he had his hands extended. There was no force being put onto it. He had his hands extended and the player went over. So like, there was so many things in that game that you can say, do you think this and do you think? At the end of the day, both teams got a bit lucky in some aspects.
It was a mad game, wasn't it? 4 disallowed goals, insane. 2 penalties, 7 goals.
I didn't know what to think, mate. When I was watching it, I was just like, even when we scored that late goal in the 88th minute for the penalty, like, mate, I was just there like, this game just isn't over though. Like, I'm happy, but
there were 4 minutes left, and there's still Liverpool fans thinking Leeds could still score. I'm like, what? What?
But the fact that yous have came to our background and made us absolutely shit our pants. Like, we got away with it, but yous made us for. And I'm not looking forward to the next game against. I'm not gonna lie. I need to see some significant improvements in our defence. Now, when I say that, I don't want you to think I'm disrespecting your attack. I thought you were boss offensively, but I have seen Liverpool defend better, as I'm sure you've seen Leeds defend better as well, and I just think with a few more games, we would be better. So say we played in 2 months' time after playing another 10 games, then I think we would do better. But at the same time, so could you. But just what a game overall, lads.
You talk about, like, defensively, but when I was watching it, I was just sat there thinking, and I said before Bamford's goal, I literally called it before he scored. I went, you were so open in midfield. And I know you're Thiago now, which is a huge signing for you. You needed that, and it's changed a lot of people's predictions in terms of who's going to win the title, whether it's going to be City or Liverpool, and now a lot of people are saying Liverpool instead of City because of just that one signing. But you were so open in midfield. I was so surprised that you couldn't control the game at all. I mean, we bossed it in midfield. We had more possession come the end of the game. A lot of people questioned that because watching the game back, it does seem like Liverpool did have a lot of the possession, but 52 to 48, wasn't it? Something like that. But to come in your own backyard and boss the possession as well against arguably the best team in the world. And you've not got a weak midfield by any means. It needs strengthening, but you haven't got a weak midfield. And just to see how open you are, I'm not sure if, because a lot of people have criticised your performance as well, and Liverpool weren't at the best, but we weren't at its best defensively as well. So we could have been better, but what a game. And I was just do you think it's sort of the syndrome of the end of last season, or just you need to get going, or because you did sort of fall off at the end of last season? Is that worrying for you, or?
No, it's not worrying at all. If you're talking to a fan who's the fan of a club who's just won the league by a huge points tally, I'm really not worried. We still accumulated 99 points. Last season. We have shown progression as every season's gone on. Like you talk about the Thiago transfer fills me with a massive boost of confidence. Just with what that is going to add to our midfield. As for the game against Leeds, am I worried about what I saw? Like I said before. We thought you was the worst time to face a Leeds United team in the Premier League. We thought you in your first game in the Premier League back at Anfield, champions of the Championship against the champions of the Premier League.
That were fixed, 100%.
Defo must have been. But either way, first game of the season, right? And you're talking about two teams that play such a mad style of football. Yeah. We can talk about how poor the defensive was, and don't get me wrong, I think both of them could have done better. But be all and end all, this game just had the spectacle of being a great game.
It was box office, wasn't it?
And box office at its finest. That's one thing I can tell you about my team, Liverpool. We really, really do get a good game on. And that's been the story since Jurgen Klopp has joined. You obviously were a big part of making that game what it was. But overall, mate, we have had just some bangers. We never get it done easy. Believe me, came this close. Barca at home, we came this in just Jurgen Klopp's periods alone. I've had near 10 heart attacks, nearly, pretty much, during watching games.
I've had that in the last 2 years, mate. I've had that in the last 2 years. Last 1 year.
That Leeds game was the worst it has come to. Because really, because not necessarily because of the stakes, because it's the first game of the season, but just with how exciting and exhilarating that game was to watch, even as a neutral, how can you not watch that game? Was it a refreshing
feeling for someone to actually give you a game for once as well?
To be fair, mate, a lot of teams in the Premier League last season would give us a good game. So I think back to Wolves, they were always a struggle when we play them, and a lot of our victories last season was knife edge victories. That's what this was. Now, all that tells me, and this is why I'm not worried, is because. Is that Liverpool know how to win. We know how to win. And the best thing that's one thing that stopped us from winning the league when we finished a point behind City and won the Champions League that year. That was the thing that stopped us. You look at that season specifically, we drew against Leicester and Everton. If we won one of those games, won one of them, we win the league that year. Yeah. Last year, the pressure isn't on to win the league again. But fuck that. We go and get another 99 points on top of the 97 we've just got the previous season. And then this season, we go up against Jews. I even said before the game, I expect Liverpool's defence to be poor. But that doesn't mean I expect Liverpool's defence to be poor all season. I saw it coming for this game, but I do expect adjustments to be made. And one last thing, Jurgen Klopp does so many tactical changes throughout his time at Liverpool because it's about getting caught out. You're not catching out Jurgen Klopp, mate. You might catch out a style of play the way he plays on that specific day, but he's got too many plans in his book for you to know all of them, and that's for free.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Bielsa will have that with a lot of sides this season as well, which I'm sure you can agree on.
Can I just say one thing about Bielsa dead quick, by the way, mate? I absolutely adore Bielsa. I adore Bielsa.
I think everyone does deep down.
Like the way, the ambition, the love that he has for football, it like really is a refreshing manager. I feel like a lot of the managers nowadays are just and I feel like people like Bielsa and people like Jurgen Klopp, they are two big examples of managers to admire. And Bielsa, I feel like, is going to bring so much to this league, man, 100%.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. And I think a lot of neutrals are looking forward to it as well because, you know, we thrive on being hated, mate. And lately it's not been like that. It's not. I think a lot of people have a soft spot for us now, and I think Bielsa is the reason for that. And it's a strange feeling that a lot of people sort of deep down, they might not say it, but they are rooting for us and they want us to be that underdog this season that surprises a few teams. And yeah, I think everyone's sort of hoping that we just cause a few upsets. And you talk about defensively, and we've discussed how you were in midfield, but you certainly didn't lack up front. And the one player that did rape us a new arsehole, Mohamed Salah. Couldn't handle him. Couldn't handle him at all. Best I've seen him in a while, not going to lie.
I was literally just took the words right out of my mouth, mate. Salah, that was Salah when he first joined Liverpool, times two. Like,
he wasn't great last season, I don't think.
The way you say that, and he was still our top goal scorer.
Yeah. But compared, I suppose, when you've got the expectations and the standards from the season before that,
impossible.
Yeah.
But out of his first 3 seasons, 2 golden boots, and then you're looking at this season, a hat trick already. It's like, mate, what Mohamed Salah is world class. He is in that category. He is world class. But in that game against Jews, he really did just bring it up a couple of notches. The way he was skipping past your players, that second goal, that finish, it's all I can really say, lad. Like,
it was
the penalties, the composure, everything.
It was hit and hope, but at the same time, you knew it was going in. Do you know what I mean? Like, it falls to him in that position. It was some finish. It was.
Listen, mate, I've saw Mo Salah.
Hit and hope, but it's something.
You can say hit and hope all you want. I've saw Mo Salah place, step, compose, shoot, and miss.
Yeah.
So if he's going to score a hit and hope, believe me, I'm fucking made up about that. I've saw Mo Salah miss some sitters in his time at Liverpool. I've saw Mane miss a few sitters. Firmino, who I thought had a dead game against Jews, I thought he really should have put that chance away just before we got the penalty, a couple of minutes before, should I say.
Yeah.
But so when I see a goal like that, I'm like, he's fucking right. Come on. Because that's what you want to see.
I had to applaud it.
Those positions
I had to applaud it myself. I mean, you might have seen it. I'll let you put me tinny down. I was like, fair enough. What a goal.
That's what listen, mate. That's what I've done for Jack Allison.
It's respect. Like, you can't knock it.
That's one thing that I think that's different about the younger generation of Leeds fans and maybe even younger generation of Liverpool fans, because the older generations, I don't think, will clash as well, just because they know that history between, the
because
club.
a lot of people don't know this, and I'm just going to say it now. Leeds and Liverpool have got one of the best relationships in English football. They had a rivalry, which was an intense, competitive rivalry. There's never been any animosity there, no hatred, nothing like that. It's not like Leeds and Man United or Liverpool.
The only mutual hatred that we have, mate, is the one that we have for Man United.
Yeah, exactly. I can't stand them, and we've never really played them in my lifetime, and I can't stand them just because of how the club's become. I just can't stand them. I hate them. But like, going back to Revie and Shankly, when we first won the Division 1 title, we had a parade at Anfield round your ground, and your fans literally chanted, "Champions, champions." And it's you would not get that these days at all. You would not get that respect. If Liverpool paraded the Premier League trophy around our ground, you'd get absolutely slaughtered. And that's how things are. But going back, it's a really good relationship. And a lot of people might not know that, but since Revie and Shankly, there has been an intense rivalry there, but never any hatred. And like you say, the only mutual hatred we have are for the red bastards. But so we talked about Salah. Who do you think our best player was on the day?
It's hard to. I thought Calvin Phillips was really good.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good. Yeah. I don't want to say he was a standout because I thought that's what I mean. Like, that pass was he the one who assisted Jack Harrison?
Yeah, it was a right ball.
What a pass!
But he just gets on with it. He just gets on with his job, and people might not notice him. But when you actually watch the game back and look for him, you'll see him all the time with the ball, looking to create chances. Let
me tell you something, my friend. Exactly the way you've just described Calvin Phillips is exactly what I've been preaching to people about Henderson for the best part of the year now. Jordan Henderson does the stuff that no one else wants to do, and he does it well.
In my opinion. But he's more of a centre mid than a DM for me.
He's not a DM. Let me tell you something. He's not a number 6. He's not. Fabinho can do that role better than him. Even Gini Wijnaldum can do that role better than him. Jordan Henderson is so good offensively that we've actually missed out on probably 3 world-class years from Jordan Henderson for not playing him in that position.
Yeah.
Like, we've actually missed out, because if we played him, because he joined in the 13-14 season, played boss because he was playing that role, then he got moved back because for some reason we thought he could do that. Then he was just playing sideways passes. Now he's the Jordan Henderson that we want. And the way you've just talked about Calvin Phillips, and it showed in that game, he's got class about him, and he does the bits that no one else wants to do. And you need that in the Premier League, so he's going to be vital for you this season. Yeah, we're vital to keep hold of him, because he could have left easily after we bowled the playoffs against Derby. There were Premier League clubs coming calling with big fees, and he decided to stay, and it's paid off. But he's a very key player to the team, and Bielsa's completely transformed him. If you look at him 3 years ago, he's just a different human, never mind a different player, completely different man. But
Who did West Ham play first game? I can't remember. Can you remember? Newcastle. Declan Rice is not fit to lace Calvin Phillips' boots. I watched a compilation of Declan Rice, 2 minutes long. Failed pass, tackled. Shit. You watch Calvin Phillips back against the champions in their own backyard. Not fit to lace his boots, mate. And I'm hating the comparison because there's a reason that there's so much hype around Phillips, who was in the championship, and nobody talks about Declan Rice. There is a reason. And England do lack DMs. They do. That's why it's between Calvin Phillips, who was in the championship, and Declan Rice. Hendo was in there as well, but as you say, I don't think is a DM. But yeah, it just annoys me. Would you agree?
No, I understand completely what you're saying there, mate. I'm not going to lie. I feel like Declan Rice had that burst on the scene when he first joined them because there weren't really any other younger English players at that time.
Yeah.
That Declan Rice was being talked about as the one and only. But there is other players out there. There's class players in that championship. There's players that you don't even know about until you do get the chance to play in the Premier League. Now we're going to get to see that from Calvin Phillips. Now we're going to get to see what he can do at the highest level. And with more performances like that, mate, there's not going to be any reason for anyone to say no. And listen, I have a big problem with Southgate as the manager for England, but he should be in. He should be in. That's another.
We won't get into that, mate. We won't get into that.
But Calvin Phillips does deserve to be in that England team, even if it's not to start. He deserves to be in the squad, I think. And especially if he performs like that throughout the season, 100%.
I just want to touch on Klopp. Class manager, obviously. And a lot of people, obviously, it's going to be your rival fans like Man United and very nearly called them United there, and I would have punished myself. Scum, as we refer to them, but you might not.
Oh yeah, that must be a thing. That must be a thing.
Call them
for
scum
you. I
as
never
well?
thought of it like that.
We just call them scum.
Sometimes
we just call them scum, but I can't really. If I'm talking to someone who wouldn't understand who I'm talking about, I say Man United, but scum. Obviously, they like to sort of say, "Oh, Klopp's all about the attention. He does everything in front of the cameras. Everything has to be about him." Do you know what? Even if he was like that, he's got a right to make everything about him because he's completely revolutionised your club in the last few years from where you were, the shirt you're wearing now in that season, 15-16. After that, you were in the wilderness, mate. You were out without a trophy for God knows how long, and a club like Liverpool needs to be winning trophies. And what he's done with it is so respectable. But I really liked how he built up to this game with everything it said about Leeds and Bielsa. He was really respectful. He was really sort of in awe, and he definitely didn't underestimate us at all. He was going into this game knowing he needed to put a full strength side out, and you needed to play your best football. And for a team to come up from the Championship and gain that respect from a manager who's just won the fucking Premier League, it were a big ego boost for us. And it would just
it should be
mad to see. Yeah,
it should be. And Jurgen Klopp does. Defo.
It was nice to see him embrace as well.
Yeah, I think kings recognise kings. Like that saying, it's like that. Someone who puts in hard work will realise someone else who puts in hard work, and I think that's what Jurgen Klopp does. Yeah, and with Leeds, I feel like Leeds, even when you look at other teams who came up from the Championship and done well last season, Sheffield United, the season before that, Wolves. Teams who came up instantly done it. I have questions about how Wolves has done it, don't get me wrong, but that, again, another conversation for another day. But as for Leeds United, I don't think any team has had the momentum coming into a Premier League season, even after losing the opening game, and still have that momentum going and have got everyone excited. And it's like, it's weird. It's weird the thing that's around your club at the moment, because you've got people predicting you to finish in the relegation zone. Then you've got people predicting you to finish like 12th. Then you've got people predicting to finish like 7th. It's weird. And I've never saw this with a club before. We always think we know where and whereabouts the team's going to finish. Leeds United is just one of them that we're just going to have to wait and see, mate. Do you know what I mean? And that should just be exciting for you. That's the best way.
Mate, the Championship is an unpredictable league, let me tell you that. It's one of the most entertaining leagues in the world. It honestly is. And people in the Premier League who don't watch the Championship, I completely understand why they'll just sort of go, it's a Championship, man. It's fuck all. Like, shit. It's honestly not. It's a 46-game season. It's long. It's Tuesday.
There's so much to play for.
Tuesday, Saturday. Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? It's constant football with the cups as well. A long season, long hard season, and you can't predict what's going to happen. This season, you could have Luton win the league. You really, honestly, anyone can win that league. You can't predict what's going to happen. And when you've got a team coming up from there, like us, I think with Norwich, because there was no sort of, they were already planning for relegation as soon as they went up, which is not what you want to hear as a Norwich fan. But with Sheffield United, I knew they were going to do well. And with Leeds, I've predicted top half, and I know it's biased, and a lot of people are saying, top 4 is ridiculous. And there is people saying, neutrals, not Leeds fans. No Leeds fan will tell you we're going to finish top 4. It's all the talk sport shite that want the attention. Leeds are going to get Champions League. It's not going to happen. Top half, I think we can do it. How do you think we'll do this season? From if you were to predict right now, off the back of that performance and off the back of whatever you've seen of us last season under Bielsa, where do you see us finishing?
Before the game, I said 14th, which I think is respectable. Yep. After the game, I think you will be fighting for top 7.
Really? That's
top 7. I'm not saying you're going to get it, but I think you'll be in that
sniffing around race. There like Sheffield United were. Sniffing
pretty
around
much,
European football.
And I think that's brilliant. And I think that is really, really good for the team to come up the way you have. And it's just, I saw something from Leeds United that you don't see from other teams. And that was heart, and that was fight, and that was passion.
Yeah,
that was grit. And that's the reason why I was so happy in my live match reaction, because that's what I saw from my team. But then when you think about it as everything into one, that means yous had to be like that as well.
Yeah, it's just...
And you've done that against the best team in the world on the opening day of the season. I have so much admiration for Leeds United, and I have so much admiration for the support I've been getting off Leeds United fans since the game. And what yous could do this season could be magical, could be shit. At the end of the day, yous have every right to be excited.
We're an incredible fan base, mate. We're an incredible fan base, and people don't.
By the way, you have brought a lot more back to the Premier League. Like, you know, Bournemouth and that was
off the pitch,
bringing Leeds back into the Premier League is necessary.
The Premier League has missed it, mate. It's missed it. It's so dry. And I'm not saying that. I'm not coming in like, we're back. We're the best thing to happen to the Premier League.
But look, Fulham, West Brom and Leeds are 3 clubs that are more established Premier League clubs
than Bournemouth and Norwich. And Norwich are just up and down. Like, they're not like Borough are even an established Premier League. But I said, I mean, I know fans like back in stadiums, which is, mate, it's fucking good. Imagine the atmosphere on Saturday.
That game, that's the one thing I feel sorry for you Leeds fans, because that would be a place to go.
It's going, but I do ought to be there. And I know they're going to get us back in small numbers, but it's just going to be shit, mate.
It's going to be tough
until we get 36k back in Ellen Road, mate. And let me tell you, you can talk about us battling you on the pitch. I think we'd beat you off it, mate. I'm not gonna. I know Anfield's atmosphere is world renowned, but Ellen Road, we're a time capsule club, mate. That's how I describe us. And what I mean by that is we've avoided the downfall of modern football, which has seen atmospheres off the pitch decline. Because either you've got plastics coming in, or you've got people sat in the fucking stands eating popcorn like West Ham. West Ham, I feel so sorry for them, because as soon as they left Upton Park, mate, done club off at pitch. All the atmosphere's away from the pitch.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's awful, and I'd hate to be a West Ham fan. I'd have walked away. I said the day we move from Ellen Road, I'll stop going to games to still support the team. I will go, because it's all about the atmosphere, mate. And we're a time capsule club, and I mean, the atmosphere, the pure meaning of just going to the game and standing, belting your heart out for 90 minutes and going home. We're still like that. We've still got the limbs in the South Stand, the limbs in the Cop. 36k week in, week out. Anfield, great atmosphere in the Cop. Rest of the ground, day trippers, mate. And I've seen fans on Redmen TV. I'm not sure if you said it, actually. It might have been you that said it. That over the last few years, Anfield has seen a decline in the atmosphere because of and it's going to happen because of your increasing capacity and the people that are coming in because of how well you're doing. And it's sad to see when you're a proper fan who's been there for 10, 20, 30 years, to see people coming in just because you're doing well now, for the day out, it's not what it means to a lot of people, and it's fucking frustrating to see. So I think we are going to bring that back off the pitch, mate, and I think Huddersfield Town come up from the Championship and got voted the best atmosphere in the Premier League. Huddersfield Town. Yeah, they have a little corner with clappers and drums, mate, and it's awful to see, because the Premier League should have the best football, the best atmospheres, should have the entertainment value on and off the pitch, mate. But
with the Liverpool and Leeds situation, I agree. I think Hughes will bring a lot more pizzazz. The fans I'm talking about, I think he will bring a lot more to the Premier League. As for Liverpool, like I talk about it all the time, mate. It's the price that you have to pay for supporting a big club. And you hear the way I talk, lads. I never chose this club. This literally, I was born. I've got my first ever Liverpool top there, mate, that I got bought. That's like when I was 1, I think. It gets put on you. It's not like I just go, let me choose that one. Like, mate, it was.
Although people do that, and I hate that.
But they do. But then when I don't go to a game, because I don't have a season ticket, because in Liverpool, season ticket waiting list is insane. And not only that, you kind of need to know someone who's got one, and they'll like take it along with you or something like that. That's the way you go. Otherwise, you've got to buy your tickets off the website, or you can borrow someone else's season ticket. Get on this. People sell their season tickets to give their season tickets for the game, and then fucking fly. Then they'll fucking, I swear to God, mate, just came in me fucking view and I want to hit them. But they'll give you like a season ticket, and I don't agree with that. It's like, let someone use that who's gonna want to use that passionately. And it's so difficult because, like I said, it's the price that you've got to pay when you're a big club like Liverpool, one of the biggest clubs in world football in terms of fan base. But then when people call me plastic, it's like, go on then, mate. It's like, if you can sort me a season ticket out that is even expensive, but as long as you can get me one that I can buy, then get me it.
Yeah.
But I won't hear back from you. Do you want me to tell you why? Because there's none out there. You get the tickets that you can get from someone else or from the website. They're the only real way that you're getting. The season tickets are nearly impossible to get right now, on top of the fact of how expensive they are. But I just do what I can to support my club, whether that's at the game or outside in the park pub, which is literally 10 seconds away from the stadium. It's like, either way, as long as I'm with my fan base, as long as I'm there. The Kop is amazing, and I agree with you. The rest of the stadium, it does not achieve the levels of audio that the Kop does.
No.
But I can tell you now about Liverpool fans as a whole, when we're in that stadium, there is no better 12th man when not at their best. No better 12th man at their best in that stadium than Liverpool fans. And I will put Leeds United fans in that category. I will put any other fans in that category. No other 12th man like Liverpool fans, mate. And I will give you the prime example that you mentioned before, Liverpool-Barcelona.
Yeah.
No one does that. 3-0 down, Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Coutinho, all starting. We don't have Firmino. We don't have Salah. Only Mane's our only one. We have to put in Origi. We have to put in fucking Shaqiri. Bro.
You did it.
And we done it. 4-0. Robbo gets injured at half time. Genie Wijnaldum has to come on. And we done it.
Intimidating atmosphere, mate. But it can go the other way sometimes as well, can't it? The atmosphere can get on top of your own players. And we saw that in the playoffs against Derby. There was just such an expectation there. And I don't think there was so much of an expectation for you against Barca, because obviously you're already 3-0 down. I don't think the expectation was there that you were going to make the comeback. You were just there to give it a go. And I think once it was 3-3, then maybe, yes, that it could have gone one way or the other. But
take into consideration as well, for that season, we had pretty much just confirmed that we'd lost the league, because it was around the time Kompany had scored that amazing goal against Leicester. In that moment, it was looking like, so we had to go for that Champions League. Otherwise, we were getting no silverware that season. And how devastating would it be?
You lot are the biggest club in England. I argue so much. You're the biggest club in England. Man United fan, they're not. Scum are not the biggest club anymore.
I agree.
They're not. They were.
But I'm biased.
No, but they're genuinely not. On success, they've got one Champions League trophy. One. You've got 6. You've won the Premier League, you've won the First Division 19 times now, and they've got 20. Yeah. So they've got one more First Division title than you. You've got 5 more fucking Champions Leagues. You're the biggest club in England, and I argue with them all they find it hard to accept because they've done fuck all for 7 years. All right, they won the Europa League and the League Cup.
No.
Mate, second-hand trophies.
You
want to win the FA Cup,
but they're not.
You want to win the FA Cup / the Premier League or the Champions League, not the fucking Europa League or the League Cup. If you're a club like Leeds who's just come up for the Championship, you want to win the League Cup or give it a cup a go.
You'll take anything, yeah.
Not Man United, mate. Not Scum.
Well, Man United.
They have higher expectations.
Exactly, they've come from Sir Alex days and stuff, and Sir Alex is the reason why Man United are talked about the way Man United are talked about.
For Fergie and what he did with them, because he did build them up from the roots of Manchester. He didn't go out like City have done, which I can't stand City either. I'm not going to lie to you. I cannot stand City because I can't stand Chelsea either. Chelsea and City are not in the top 6 biggest clubs in England. I don't give a fuck. They're not. The top 6 biggest clubs in England are Liverpool, Scum, Arsenal, Leeds, Everton, and I'm forgetting someone. Villa and Everton. Top 6 biggest clubs in England. They've never earned all the success they've ever had. They built themselves up from the academy, how it should be done. City, here's a load of money, go and win a load of trophies. Chelsea, here's a load of money, go and win another. Anyone can do that. If a billionaire owner comes into Leeds now, would probably win everything. But if you buy a world-class team, mate.
Everything that you've just mentioned about City and Chelsea is why I call Jurgen Klopp the best manager in the world right now.
Because of and people do point out you have spent a fair amount of money, but he's mate.
Listen,
you already had the core of the team, mate. You already had the core of the team. He's built it around what you already had. He hasn't come in and completely given you a new squad. You've made additions which you needed to do to strengthen into. Do you know what I mean?
Try and not spend 75 million in a position where we needed that position. Van Dijk weren't just a fun signing that we went out to buy. Bro, Man City bought Riyad Mahrez when they already had Sané, Sterling, Aguero, Gabriel Jesus.
Exactly.
Bro, we signed Virgil van Dijk when we had Matip, Joe Gomez, Mamadou Sakho had just left, Dejan Lovren. Bro, we made that signing because it was necessary. Let's look at Alisson. There's another one. Another £75 million player. Now, there are 2 biggest signings, okay? We had Mignolet. We had Karius. Bro, you need to get them players if you want to stay at the top. But it's not like we're going out to spending 200 million on fullbacks. In fact, no. One fullback is from the academy, our very own Scouser. And then the other one is 8 million from Hull City. £8 million left back from Hull City. I remember when we signed Robbo, people were talking about buying Hector over Robbo. I was like at the time, that's fair.
And look what Klopp's done with Robbo.
Like what
Bielsa's done with Phillips. You revolutionised the player, mate.
There you go. And this is the difference that I give between Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. Because Jurgen Klopp at Dortmund, he done it. Now he's doing it at Liverpool.
Pep's underachieved at City, and I don't give a fuck what. He has underachieved at City. They wanted him to come in and win. Mate, they wanted him to come in and win the Premier League every year and the Champions League. He's won 2 Premier League.
That's why I agree with you. It's the Champions League.
With the until he wins that. With the squad he's got, how much it's worth. PSG as well, another club. They're not a fucking big club. I don't care. Yeah. It annoys me, mate. Proper clubs are clubs who earn the success. It really proper annoys me. But,
no, I agree with you, man.
Yeah, it's just... But City and Chelsea are the reason that you've got to go out and buy a goalkeeper for 75 million. Because they've established that line now where you've got to spend money to be up there.
Mate, we're the champions. Just until Bayern Munich have won the Champions League, we were the champions of England, champions of Europe, and the champions of the world, factually. The best thing about that is we done all that with a net spend that we'd spent more money than what we'd sold. It was even. We broke even. In fact, I think we'd actually sold more than what we brought in. Do you know how hard it is to win a league in this day and age and do that? Do you know how hard it is to win all them trophies in that type of scenario?
How many games in the season were it? Like 70 something?
Something insane, brother. Something insane. And people talk about how we get knocked out of the League Cup and the FA Cup. It's because we have bigger priorities. We had to win another Champions League because we haven't won it since 2005. Bam. Premier League, haven't won that in 30 fucking years. Bam. Got that. Bam. Do you know what I mean, lads? And it's like, that's came in such a short amount of time. This is his 5th season.
It's like Bielsa, mate. Not been in the Premier League in 16 years. Comes in. Bam. You're back.
Bam. There you go, lads.
You just needed the right man, mate. And had he come in 12 years ago, would have 12, 13, 14 years, would have been back in 2 years, but it's just getting that right man. Yeah. And Klopp come to you in his Dortmund days. Definitely. You never know. But just to wrap up, obviously you've made the signing of Thiago. As I've said, world-class signing. You've finally got your main man who you've constantly been spamming your Twitter for. Santiago, announce Thiago. Your admin must have had a fucking nightmare the past 2 weeks, mate, because it's all it's been. Santiago. Now you've got your man. Do you think you'll retain the title?
Yes.
Ooh, yes. But nowhere
near as convincing as No, that was a one-time thing. 99 points and winning it that convincingly, that was a one-time thing in my opinion.
You kind of gutted you didn't get 100. You must be.
Yeah. Mate, don't talk to me like I'm not
City have still got that now.
Mate, the thing is, we had the potential to not only break the records, but whitewash them. And obviously that's devastating. But on top of that, I'm not going to get too greedy. I have just won a Premier League. Like, that's the way I think of it. Like, I can't think of it like we didn't get 100 points. But I only wanted the Premier League, mate, especially after how we missed the Premier League the season before. Believe me, if it was by 1 point and it was the lowest point tally in the history of the Premier League, I don't give a fuck. If the season got voided, I wouldn't have cared. I just wanted that Premier League. It wouldn't have been the same, and it's not the same because we weren't even there. But we got it. No one can now say you don't have that trophy. And for that, and for now, I think this season, a lot of people think that's going to hinge our drive. You talk about Jurgen Klopp and you talk about the way he was talking about Leeds. Jurgen Klopp has got the right attitude to football. We're not defending a title this season in his eyes. We're going for it. That's the way. That's what Jurgen Klopp has said.
Do you know what, mate? It annoys some people that I know because Liverpool are hated. Leeds are hated. And I'll say this now, half my family supports Liverpool, so I've always sort of had a soft spot for Liverpool, but not just because of that. There's so many similarities between Leeds and Liverpool, not in terms of, you've never had it as hard done by as us, trust me. Not many clubs, if any club has had it as hard done by as us. The fucking shit we've been through over the past 16 years, mate. It's not just 16 years outside the Premier League, it's 2 points deductions, it's administration, it's 15 managers, it's been hard. And through my years of supporting Leeds, it's been the worst years in the club's history. So it has been hard, mate. So not in that aspect, but the stadiums, Ellen Road, Anfield, proper English stadiums, the clubs, 2 massive clubs in England, world-renowned, massive fan bases, Klopp, Bielsa, red and white. Do you know what I mean? Everything. There's a lot of similarities. The biggest similarity is, just to finish off, everyone wants us to fucking fail. Leeds and Liverpool are the 2 biggest, not Man United anymore. Leeds and Liverpool are the 2 biggest, 2 most hated clubs in England. Liverpool fuck up, whole country celebrates. Leeds fuck up, whole country celebrates. We saw it in the playoffs. We saw it when you bottled the league when Man City beat you to the title. Fucking 29 yet. Mate, we saw it. And you know what? You won the Premier League. We won the Championship. We're back in the Premier League. You're the champions of the world, whatever you fucking are. And you've still got people going, oh yeah, but you'll fuck it up this season. Oh yeah, but Leeds will go down. Watch everyone. Anyone who's watching this who's not a Leeds and Liverpool fan, watch when Leeds finish top 10. Watch when Liverpool return the title. Good place to end it, mate.
That is a belter way to end it. I was going to throw in something there, but I was like, no, what?
It's too perfect. It's too perfect.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
Oh, could you imagine it don't happen now? Oh God.
Don't even. Listen, I agree with you 100%. I feel, and that's the way you've got to be, because off what we've seen, we have every right to feel that way. And it is like our clubs are just the ones that have to keep proving people wrong. But I love proving people wrong, mate. Do you want me to tell you why? Because I love a last laugh. And when you get that last laugh against those Man United fans and stuff like that, it's boss, man. And one thing I love before we do end it, I love the fact that, because not only yourself, but a lot of Leeds fans have been showing me a lot of love. And I do love the mutual respect that we've gained for each other. And it is like we kind of noticed.
Yeah,
like, hey,
mate,
like
because
we're in
we
our
are very
corner.
similar clubs. We are, because we've got all them similarities. We hold the hatred for scum together. Do you know what I mean? It's
defo.
We hold that. And
we're like mates. We're mates, lads.
Yeah, we're mates now. We'll do this all the time. How do you think you'll do against Chelsea? Oh, mate, fuck Frank Lampard. I can't. Mate, just quickly, can we talk about Lampard, mate?
Go on.
Brilliant player. Loved him as a player. England. Wanker as a manager. Not helping himself.
I think this is going to be the first thing that we're going to disagree on.
Really? His attitude stinks, mate.
Might do.
Mate, honestly, when Bielsa, the whole Spygate thing happened, which obviously you'll have seen because that was everywhere, it came out and said, we had players we cut through a fence to come in. We were camping in a bush with binoculars. Mate, it fucking never happened. There was a person stood on a public footpath outside looking in. He said that there was someone there the first game that we played him. There wasn't. Bielsa literally, and Bielsa's the most honest man. You know, he literally come out and admitted what he'd done. So had there been any more that happened, he would have said it. So why Lampard felt the need to come out, and then the whole Bielsa gave that PowerPoint, which was everywhere, which was revolutionary. And Lampard came out, well, we do analysis too. Mate, he's a
cunt. I understand what you're saying. Listen,
what he said against Klopp, what he said to Klopp, what he's come out and said about the academy, we're not. Last season, he come out and said, I really want to develop the youth. You know, I really like the relationship. And he's come out and gone, we're not an academy. Now he's got fucking all this money to spend giving Werner.
He's contradicted.
I hate him, mate. I hate his
he's contradicted. Let me just give you a perspective from me, and this is the reason why I don't think he's a bad manager. The way I think of it, right, Jurgen Klopp leaves Liverpool tomorrow. Touch wood. That does not fucking happen.
Okay.
Steven Gerrard has just been managing Rangers. He comes into Liverpool. Liverpool have a banned transfer window in their first transfer window under Steven Gerrard. Then this season, in his first season, Steven Gerrard gets us top 4 and then has a transfer window like the way he has Frank Lampard has a transfer window. I know you're giving me that face. That's a good start.
But
that is a good start.
You would only appoint Gerrard because of
one minute.
Okay, go on.
On top of the lack of experience that Frank Lampard has had in the Derby County, to go from Derby County to Chelsea Football Club in the state that Chelsea were in when he got there with the no transfer window, to be here now. The way I think of it, they love Frank Lampard the way I love Steven Gerrard. So if Steven Gerrard was doing that for Liverpool right now, would I be as happy as I am under Jurgen Klopp? No. But would I be happy? I would. Would I see that as overachieving? I would.
That's different because you're not looking at it from an outside point of view. Liverpool would appoint Gerrard if Klopp left. 100%. Of course they would. Because it's Gerrard. Like,
and if but you just said that Chelsea, that Frank Lampard isn't a good manager. He hasn't got a good attitude. Yeah, which I agree with the attitude part, but you can't. What has he done to say that he's not a good manager when he's brought through young players, made them better, and improved the team?
He went to Derby, who finished 6th in his first season. Fair enough, as a manager, and finished 6th. He went to Chelsea, who finished 3rd with Hazard. Fair enough. No transfers. Fair enough, and finished 4th. The squad was still there for him to finish 4th, mate. Top 4. Chelsea had a top 4 squad. I don't care. Anyone could have done that.
I don't think they could have.
But they could have done. He knows
Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, these players was not the players. I hate Chelsea just as much as you do, but when I don't agree with something, I'm not.
He'll be sacked. He's not going to win anything now. He's not going to win anything.
I think he's... Listen to me. I think this season... I'm
glad we disagree on something, mate, because all we've done is lick each other's asses.
I'm just saying, with Frank Lampard, mate, and let me just say this dead quick, with Frank Lampard, it's one of them that he did improve that team. That team should have not... You say it was a top 4 team. That was not a top 4 team. That was really, mate, maybe from the perspective that you have it maybe is. I know, I look at them top 6 a lot of the time. That was not a top 6 team. I thought they were going to finish outside the top 6, in fact, when I was under my predictions last year. But they are showing improvement. However, I do agree with you in the aspect that this season, I don't see them doing as well as Chelsea think they're going to do. I don't see all them big name players.
I'm going to change it because I do say I've never called him... I don't think I've ever really called him shit. He's not a shit manager. He's had 2 seasons as a manager.
That's the only problem I have with what you said then. Everything else was right.
He's not shit, fair enough. He's overrated, which is the problem. The hype around him is...
overrated.
So unneeded. There is better managers than him in the Championship. I will hands down. There is. Because the managers did do better than him in the Championship. He's had 2 cup finals, lost them both. He took Derby from 6th to 6th. He took Chelsea from 3rd to 4th.
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay, I'll say that. I'll take that back. He's not shit. I think it's just because of what happened between Leeds and Derby and Lampard and Bielsa. I have a certain biased feeling towards him that he's a wanker.
No, fair enough.
So that's probably where that comes from, which is understandable.
See, I never think it's in my head.
Yeah, people might say it's in my head rent-free. Probably is, because I was hurt, mate. I was hurt. He did that. So after the whole back and forth all season, he technically did maybe have the last laugh between Leeds, and we had the last laugh because they lost. But there is that element there. I won't say he's shit, but he's so overrated, and it does annoy me because of it's Lampard. That's why the English media just have
fair enough, yeah.
And if Gerrard went to Liverpool, it'd be the same, and he probably will at some point, mate. It's not going to lie. And you will, if he finishes fourth for you with, you know, the squad you've got and whatever, you might...
I'm just talking... I'm not even talking... if Steven Gerrard came in now with the squad that we've got now, but I mean, if it was the circumstances that Frank had at Chelsea, then I actually did admire what he done in the first season.
Gerrard helps himself off the pitch. Because
don't get me wrong, I agree with the attitude. It was just the football.
And Lampard he doesn't... Had he done what he's done without the attitude he's had and the certain stuff he's said about certain people over the past couple of years, maybe wouldn't have as much stick. But you can't put yourself forward as the best thing since sliced bread and slag everyone off. And then do what you've done and expect to be fucking... Maybe he don't want to be loved. Maybe he does want to be seen as a wanker. And
maybe he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Mate, we saw them pictures on his boat with his wife. Clearly don't give a fuck. So, we will leave it there, mate, because we've gone way over where we're going to go. But go on, Lampard, top shagger. I respect him for that, though. I was going to say, don't give a fuck. I respect that. But,
go on, Frank.
Yeah, mate, best of luck against Chelsea. Best of luck against Lampard. And, after how much you've... bigged us up in this podcast, we best fucking beat Fulham. Jesus Christ. We best fucking Fulham. Fulham, mate. I'll let you go anyway, mate. And
Sam, brother.
Think class, mate. Nice one. Okay, though. Hey, up is sideways. Just
fuck. Sorry, I don't know why that's... Nice. There we go.
Yeah, we go, mate. Nice one. So I'll let you go.
Nice one, brother.
Class, nice one.
Being boss, man. Thank you so much for having me on. Everyone, James Redmond TV.
James Redmond in the description. He's plugged himself anyway, but I would have done it, James. I would have done it.
I had to sneak it in there.
Get him to 10k subs, lads. He's on 7k.
Come on.
Good lad. Thanks for coming on. Been brilliant.
Nice one, brother.
See you in a bit, mate. Bye-bye.
See you later, lads.
Top man. Just a quick shout to FCI Markets, who are the official digital partner of Leeds United and sponsors of Josh Warrington. They're an FX broker and want to push the media side of their company, so they've come to me for help. It's a company run by die-hard Leeds fans who've followed us around the world for over 40 years, and they'd like to connect with you, my audience, in an attempt to gain more publicity and have a relationship with their customers. Head over to their website now for advice on trading and follow their socials, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, for more of an insight into the company and what they want to achieve.